Hi everyone and welcome to my suitcase. It is now Sunday and I'm going to Croatia on Saturday, so in less than a week, and I'm working Monday till Friday, so I don't have a lot of time to pack anymore. I'm trying to get everything done today and I thought I'd bring you along because I plan on getting some knitting done when I'm in Croatia. I'll be there for 2 weeks, so should be plenty of time to get something done, and I'm going to show you the projects I'm taking with me. So I've got 2 projects that I'm taking with me. I've put them in this little bag. This bag came with my packing cube and it's actually quite nice. And what I have in here, 3 skeins of drop saffron in color 16, black, and some circular knitting needles. And these I'm going to use for a new design I'm working on. It's going to be a crop top with a flower design, kind of. The flowers are going to be pearl stitch and then the rest is going to be stocking stitch, so hopefully it will look really nice. And I've also brought, this is my knitting map folder thing, and I have made the chart for this design. So there are flowers everywhere, and yeah, I want to see if this works out, and if it turns out nice I might turn this into a pattern, who knows. That's that one. I've also I already started this project. It's a bit of a mess in here. I'm using my yarn that I got in Portugal, the Rosarius for Alfama. This yarn is 100% linen, and I've got 2 sets of circular knitting needles with me. And for this, when I bought this, I didn't really have a project in mind, so I searched for one and I found one, and it's called the Just Cool crop top. It has an interesting design on the back which caught my eye. The only issue is that I don't technically have enough yarn, and I'm going to try and fix that issue by changing the design of the crop top a little bit. So I'm taking off the sleeves, so I'm not making the sleeves. That should save some yarn. And then I'm also making the ribbed hem shorter, and I'm probably going to lower the neckline a little bit, and that hopefully will also save on some yarn. So hopefully I have enough. No idea. If not, I'll have to figure out how to get it online somewhere. So I have the pattern for the cool crop top printed out so that I can work on this as well. And then, like I said, I have my knitting mapping folder. I don't know what it's called technically. And now I'm going to keep packing because I'm pretty sure it's not going to fit. I make sure that the knitting projects fit, but I might have to take out some clothing or other stuff, who knows. I'll see you again when I'm in Croatia. After a long travel day, a delicious dinner and a good night's sleep, I woke up to this amazing view. I've already seen this so many times, but I just never get tired of it. So the weather wasn't amazing yet, so instead of going to the beach we stayed at the apartment, and I just sat down on the balcony and started working on the first project, which was the crop top that I was making with the Portugal yarn. So this is where I'm at right now. The ribbing took a while, but now that I've had to switch to stocking stitch, it's going much quicker, and the view isn't bad either. The next day the weather forecast wasn't great, and we decided to take advantage of the slightly lower temperature to go to Dubrovnik. We've been here a couple of times before, but it's still a beautiful city. We also came across this Christmas shop and it was amazing. I love Christmas, even in June. The next morning we woke up to a beautiful clear blue sky and spent most of the day on the beach. Whenever we were at the apartment, I was shockingly knitting and making good progress. I finished most of the front piece and I'm working on the second shoulder piece. The first one's already done and it's going great so far. The next day we went to the beach on the other side of the island. Usually we go here once a week and it's a pretty long walk, but thankfully there are golf carts that function as taxis. The island is car free, so this is as close to a taxi as you can get, but it's great and it takes us to the other side of the island in about 5 minutes. I also decided to take a swim, and the weather was slightly colder than I'm used to because it was a little early in the year than usual, but it did help cool me down and I love just floating in the sea and watching everything that goes on at the beach from the water. And of course I also brought my knitting to the beach and started working on the back piece. I did get some weird looks from other people at the beach. I guess they don't often see people knitting on the beach. This evening we were also treated with one of the amazing sunsets that this island is known for. The next day we walked to one of the what we call points of the island. The island is shaped as the letter H, and at one of the points there is a little gazebo and the view from here is just beautiful. To one side there is just endless sea and to the other side there are some islands and you can see the mainland. Next morning I woke up extra early to decorate the balcony because it was my mom's birthday. We spent most of this day at the beach because the weather was beautiful and it was really nice and warm. And of course I also got some knitting done and the back piece was coming along nicely. Okay, so I finished the knitting part of the top. I still need to sew the side seams, but I actually have a lot of yarn left over and I'm not sure what to do next. I'm thinking of either trying to knit the sleeve or maybe knitting an armhole band. It's the same with the neck band. I need to think about this for a bit, but the back is looking interesting. Okay, update time. I tried knitting the armhole band, but I don't like it. It just curls in and then looks exactly the same as a side that doesn't have this band yet. So I'm just going to rip this out and leave it as is. But that means that the top is now done, so let's go to future me for the review. And here we have the finished product. Overall I like it. The shoulders point upwards a little bit, which is weird, but maybe I can fix that with another round of blocking. But yeah, this is the back, and even though it's maybe a little bit saggy, I'm still happy with this. So that's the first project done. Let's go back to past me in Croatia to start working on the second project. I've just started casting on the second project. I have my stitch markers and my yarn in a coffee pot, and the chart is on my chart folder, so let's go. Okay, so I finished the garter stitch rows and was about to start the actual chart, but I've already made a mistake. I had written down to cast on 156 stitches, but the chart is actually designed for 152. One of the things I love most about the place where we're staying at is that there are few turtles. There are 2 baby turtles and 1 adult one, and turtles are just my favorite animals. It's also my nickname, and I just love watching them whenever I walk past them. Okay, turtle intermission is over. Let's get back to knitting. At this point I had done a couple of rounds of the pattern chart and the flower design is actually starting to show up, which is really exciting. Here we have the first full flower and I'm really happy with how it's looking so far. We went back to the beach on the other side of the island and of course I yet again just had to bring my knitting project. The next day we went to visit the park. There are some amazing flowers and trees and it's a very quiet place. So it's really nice to spend some time here. The only issue is the mosquitoes. For some reason they just really love me. So I left the park covered in mosquito bites and I was itching for a couple of days. Okay, so it's going really quickly now. I've just finished the right front and I'm about to start working on the left front. The next day was already our final full day, so we decided to go to some ruins of a church and it's pretty up high. So the view from there is just amazing, but yeah, the walk up there isn't the easiest. The path is kind of falling apart, but yeah, the view is amazing, so it's definitely worth it. There are some beautiful flowers and plants along the way, which does make it a bit more enjoyable. And just like that, the second project is also finished. It's slightly difficult to see because of the black yarn, but I really love how the flower design turned out and I will be writing the pattern for this. So when that's available, which will probably be in a couple of months, I will make sure to link it in the description below. Now let's go to Future Me for the review. And here it is. Like I said, I'm really happy with how this turned out and I'm excited to start writing the pattern for this. But for now, let's just go back to past me in Croatia, where it was unfortunately time to start packing my suitcase. We then went out for dinner for the last time and just soaked in every last second of this amazing view. Then the next day it was time to go home, so we took the boat to Dubrovnik and then a taxi to the airport and arrived back home late in the evening. And that's the end of my Croatia knitting vlog. I really enjoyed making this vlog. I really hope you enjoyed watching it as well. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time and I will leave you now with this amazing sunset time lapse.